I feel I should probably explain. When I bought this t-shirt, I didn't realise that the eyes would be directly over the nipples. I know it can be quite off-putting, but you're going to have to stick with me. I was wearing it the other day, and some kids, they shouted at me across the road. They said, "What are you? Some kind of jihadi gerbil?" I was like, "What? It's not a gerbil!" And they said, "All right, Abu Hamster." You're just tapping the kids. Okay? And that's when the little one, I said, I told them, "It's not hamster, it's not hamster." And that's when the little one, the cocky one, piped up and said, "Calm down, Chinchilla bin Laden." That's when I snapped. I crossed over to them and I said, "Look, it's a guinea pig. What do you got to say to that?" And they said, "We know, we just couldn't think of one for guinea pig." And if I'm being honest, neither can I. So that's where this fictional conversation ends. I've come up from Portsmouth today. Portsmouth is a little bit rough. It never gets a cheer, what is it? Portsmouth is shit. Portsmouth is rough. And so there's a grain of truth to this. There were some kids, and they did shout at me, but they called me Mr. Mohammed Mouse. I don't think it was good enough to make it into the set. But this has been happening a lot lately, ever since Brexit. People have been sharing their views a lot more in the street. Kids have been hurling abuse at me. But if anything, I don't mind. If anything, I'm pleased. I'm quite glad times are changing. Because I think it's a lot better for children to abuse a light entertainer than the other way around. I'm really disappointed in the BBC as me. So I'm hoping, looking around the room, I'm hoping the majority of you think it's bang out of order for kids to shout at me in the street. Am I right? Yeah. Good, that's the right amount of protest. Sometimes there isn't much protest. There's always someone in the room with their arms folded. Someone uncrosses their arms. Looking at me, thinking, you deserve it. They're thinking, I've seen you on public transport, jumping up and down, screaming death to the infidels, a jihad on you all. But, in my defence, sometimes you just have to use the tools available to you to get a seat. So if you're willing, I want to tell you a joke that my daughter wrote. Do you want to hear it? Yeah. No, he doesn't. She's 3 years old. Okay, if you don't laugh, you're heartless. She came up to me and she said, "Daddy, why did the poo lose his friend?" I said, "I don't know, why did the poo lose his friend?" She said, "Because the wee went down the toilet." Now that makes no sense. Okay? I told her this and she said, "Daddy, there's more, I'm not an idiot." She said, "Daddy, why did the wee lose his friend?" I said, "I don't know, is it because the poo went down the toilet?" She went, "No, the wee went down the toilet. The poo stayed on the carpet." "Daddy, I've pooed on the carpet." I hate telling that joke because not only does it remind me of when I had to clean it up, everyone always likes her jokes more than any of mine. I also want to tell you about my son, okay? My son's just turned 1 year old. You can cheer this. It's a good thing. Kept him alive for a whole year. But he's not a sleeper. Now, I was going to ask if anyone here had children who don't sleep, but that's not going to happen. You're all students, so I'll tell you. When your child doesn't sleep, you sometimes take him for a drive, try and get the motion of the car to help get him to sleep. Have you heard of this? Yeah? It's not uncommon. What is uncommon is that my son won't fall asleep unless I'm breaking the speed limit.